Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Jenny from Inmysparetime Crochet. I love all things crochet and yarn. Now this video is a bit of a 2024 wrap up as well as some goals that I have for myself for 2025 when it comes to crochet. So grab your cuppa or your work in progress, sit back, and I hope you enjoy. So 2024 for me, it was the year that I finally, after probably about 18 months, I finally took the leap and jumped into the wide world of YouTube. And honestly, you know, it's so cliche, but I wish I had have done it sooner. It is the most amazing community over here, and I have absolutely loved every single minute. Now, my long-term goal was to obviously, you know, build up community and eventually get it to the point where, you know, maybe I could get monetized. And luckily enough for me, that happened much sooner than I could have anticipated, and I've already reached that goal and I'm so thankful. So, you know, if you're watching this, then you are obviously part of the reason, so thank you very much. But yeah, so that was, you know, that was a really big deal for me. I had to learn, teach myself, watch lots of videos and did a lot of trial and error in regards to editing and whatnot. It's not perfect, nothing's perfect, but whatever is perfect. But at least I'm giving it a good hot go. So I really enjoyed it. But anyway, I thought I would share probably my 10 most, I don't know, enjoyable / favorite makes, and for all different reasons. Now, if I still have these items, I will show you, and if they've gone to their forever homes, I'll just show you a picture. Any pattern designer that I mention, I'll have the pattern links all listed in the description box below. But it's not a top 10 as such, it is just 10, and I've probably done them, I guess, chronologically in the order that I made them, because I think that's just easier. But we will start off with number 1, and this is the Harper doll carrier, which is a pattern that I designed. Going into 2024, I did have a goal to do more pattern designs. And I started off great. In the month of January, I got this one out and it's done really well. I'm very proud of it. And I do have a couple here that I can show you. But they're made with blanket yarn, or actually this one is made with Premier Basics chenille and the other one is just made with a blanket yarn. But I really enjoy making those. Any little one that has been gifted one has absolutely loved it. And as I said, the pattern has done really quite well. So, and I just love seeing them when other people make them as well. So that's number 1. And as I said, not because it's my top choice, but because that's what I started out with. So more towards the beginning of the year, if that makes sense. Now, my next one, I guess they all seem to, you know, it's probably more the latter part of the year where some of the things that I made probably became my favorites. So the next one I'm going to talk about is my Elvis tapestry piece, which does live in my craft room here. He's up there, but hopefully I'll have a picture in here to show you a better shot of him. Now, the designer is Things Cute and Crochet on Etsy. I really enjoyed that make. It was, you know, it was fairly labor intensive. I made that for the Through the Decades Cal that Litza over at Coco's Crochet ran, and that was for the 1950s. He took it out of me, so I ended up needing a little bit of a break after that, but I couldn't have been happier with how that turned out. And it was my first big tapestry piece, so I absolutely love him. I did consider selling him, but I just really like looking at him every day, and it's, you know, it's good to look back and know that, hey, I did that. So I I do hope to do more tapestry pieces actually, but we'll get to goals in a moment. The next one is, of course, my large granny square blanket that I did. I had a video here that because I made this blanket in 7 days, so I was just using stash yarn, no real pattern. It was 10 round granny squares, if I recall correctly. I will have that video linked below in case you haven't seen it and you'd like to watch it. But I really, really enjoyed that. As I said, I used stash yarn, and the outcome of it was awesome. As it turns out, I did end up raffling that blanket off for a fundraiser, just for a school group at where I work, and it went to a very grateful recipient. So I absolutely loved that one, and I do really enjoy making blankets, so that was a lot of fun. The next one is also consequently a blanket. This one was made using the book Mix and Match Modern Crochet Blankets by Esme Crick, who is Red Sparrow over on Instagram. And I I learnt a lot, I guess. There are 100 different stitch patterns, I guess, or strips that you can create, and then you can just choose them as you wish, and then you join them and then pop a border on it. I really did enjoy that, and as I said, I did learn a lot as well, and the blanket turned out pretty great, so that one had to be on my list as well. So I would like to actually probably do another one at some point, although someone else did recently say, I think it was Marsha from Mimi Makes Keepsakes, was saying that you could also make a scarf. So that, and I hadn't even thought of that. I don't know why, but that is also a great idea. Thank you, Marsha. Now, so that was number 4. Number 5, I think we're pretty much going down the amigurumi or plushy route now. Number 5, actually now we are a little bit out of order chronologically, but that's okay. Our next one was a recent make, which is Ace the Alligator. I honestly just think his shape, and just how he looks like, you know, quite realistic, I absolutely loved. It was a little bit of a different technique to what I'd done before. So, you know, again, it's all a learning journey. So I really enjoyed that. And I absolutely loved working with this yarn, which is Patti's Plush. It's currently out of stock, but, you know, once Mel has more stock in, I'll certainly be popping in links in my description for this yarn because it's fabulous. It has great structure. It is great with magic rings, and it's really easy to work with. So I loved him, and I loved Ace. And the designer of that pattern is Crochet with Kyra on Etsy. So the next one, actually, I'll do the next 2 because the next 2 are actually pattern tests that I did. The first one was Little the Lamb, and this was a pattern test that I did for Aaron over at the Crochet Carpenter. If you don't already follow Aaron on Instagram, you really should. He is very talented, and he is a machine. I don't know how he pumps out the makes that he does, but yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern. It was the first pattern that I'd done standing, like in a standing animal. You know what I mean. It was the pattern was great to follow. It worked up quite quickly, and I just think the result is very cute. So I did really enjoy that one. I will do my next pattern test, which turned out to be one of my most favourite makes for this year. And this was the strawberry cow, the standing strawberry cow. And this was a pattern test I did for Crochet by Jenna, again, fairly recently. I just think she turned out so cute, and I really enjoyed this pattern. So she just had to go on the list. Look how cute she is. I'm a little bit surprised she hasn't sold yet, actually. So, but yeah, I love her. Now, Actually, I think I ended up probably with 11 because there was another one that I recalled which I really, really enjoyed. Now, this was in my, in the kind of early days, in the first couple of months of being on YouTube. I joined Cassandra at Craftably Ever After, who's become one of my very good YouTube friends. She was running a cal called the Mix and Match Challenge, and I just discovered her channel when it was getting fairly close to the end of the challenge, and you had to come up with a design of a cat in a mushroom hat. Yes, I think that was it, I think. And there was a drawn picture to go off. So you just, you had to look at the picture, and it was suggested that you use, take from different patterns and, to come up with your own cat in a mushroom hat and obviously blue overalls. Now, I didn't want to purchase any patterns for that challenge, but I did really want to participate. I had a look through the books that I had and I couldn't really find anything that I thought was suitable. So I freehanded it. And I think that is why I ended up loving it so much, because if I still have the picture, I will have popped it on the screen of the drawing we were going by. I think I did a pretty good job of, replicating the picture. So, and, I also love it because it was, I guess the start of mine and Cassandra's interactions. And I've said before, YouTube's a wonderful community and she has become a really great YouTube friend. So thank you, Cat in a Mushroom Hat. Now, the next one, it's your basic Crochet by Jenna turtle pattern. And I made this guy using Premium Parfait XL. Yeah, the really large one. I can't recall what size hook I used, but she just turned out, so big, and she is so cuddly. This is another one that I'm a little bit surprised that it hasn't sold yet, but I really love her coloring. And as I said, she's so soft and so big. So she had to go on my most favorite makes for the year as well. Now, the second last one that I will show you is this dragon by Red Mills Crochet. Now, off the top of my head, I can't think of which dragon pattern it is because she has a few, but I'll have it on the screen. She just turned out so well, and I had been eyeing off the Red Mills Dragons patterns for some time, so it was really good to finally make her, and I just think she turned out so awesome. As you would probably be aware, dragons were all the rage last year, and I just think she is totally gorgeous, so I love her. Now that brings me to the last of my, I guess, favorite makes, and this was a very recent one. It is a free pattern. I'll have the designers on the screen. It's a free pattern on Instagram. Now, and if you've watched my videos, you've seen the mallard. I just recently made the goose. I had made the flamingo as well, although I gifted the flamingo at Christmas and she was so well received. I wish I could have captured the moment that the present was opened because it was awesome. But honestly, I absolutely love this pattern. I just love everything about it, and it's a free pattern. It works up very, very quickly. So these just, this was a no-brainer when I was thinking about my list for the year. So that's it for the makes. Also, I guess 2024 for me, I started, because it's, ran would indicate that it's finished, the cal, but it hasn't finished yet. I started running my first Crochet Along, which is the Year of Granny Squares cal, and that has been an absolute blast. Met a lot of awesome people, had way more people want to participate than I could have ever imagined would want to join. But yeah, that has been fantastic. So I'm looking forward to continuing on with that cal and then thinking about what I will design with all of those 52 granny squares. Basically, 2024 has just made me feel very grateful for this platform and the opportunity to meet, and interact with so many awesome people. I have amazing friends, but there's only really one that crochets, and she's not quite as into it as I am. But it's great to have other people to chat with and interact with that love it as much as I do. Now that brings me to, I guess, my goals, my vision for 2025. And, I'm going to do my best to meet these. If I don't, it's certainly okay. But it's just, it's a little bit of some direction for me, I guess. So one thing I really want to do is to create or design more patterns. Now that might be in the way of tutorials. Something I guess I neglected to add before is that I did put a few free tutorials on my channel. I would like to continue to add to that this year. And I'm not exactly sure whether that might be amigurumi, whether it might be some other item, blanket, I'm not too sure. But if you have some suggestions of free tutorials that you'd like to see, please pop them below and I will certainly consider it. But not only that, I would like to do some more paid patterns as well. As you know, it's just finding the time, so many ideas and so little time. But that's definitely one thing I would like to aim to do. Moving on to my next goal, I guess without, saying too much, for at least 12 to 18 months, I have had some ideas in my head for some, I guess, crochet related merchandise things that I want to do. I have ideas for designs, but, I just need to, I guess, look into it a little bit more and work out what provider I would use for, print on demand kind of things. But yeah, there's definitely ideas circulating, but I need to actually get them out of here and do something with them. So watch this space in regards to that. Moving on to my next goal, this is all around cowls or crochet alongs. As I said previously, I am still hosting the Year of Granny Squares cowl. Now that is due to finish around the 7th of August this year. So we do still have a little time to go there, but before the year is out, I certainly want to think about or get some ideas to run another crochet along, because it's really enjoyable, and having other people on board as well just makes it all the more fun. I did participate myself in a number of crochet alongs last year that other channels were running, and I want to continue to do that again this year because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and you meet a lot of people, and it's fantastic. Crochet wise, and in regards to my makes, I think in 2024 I really fell down the plushie making rabbit hole, and I do enjoy it, and I am going to continue to make plushies and amigurumi, but I would like to get back into making blankets, wearables, other items as well, because I really do enjoy making those things too, and it changes it up and keeps it interesting, I guess. And I think Cassandra mentioned in her 2024 wrap up, and I thought she really hit the nail on the head. She was just saying, in regards to her amigurumi making, you feel a little bit of, once you're putting out a weekly video, you feel almost pressure to make these small amigurumis and plushies so that you have, because they're quicker, and then you have a lot to show each week. But then what you end up with is a lot of small plushies that, if you don't sell them, then what are you going to do with them? So I do want to move a little bit away as well from that, and as I said, get into back into my blankets, back into little crochet cardigans, like right there, scarves, headbands, beanies, whatever it may be. Just yeah, just changing it up and keeping it interesting, I think will be fun. One of the big things I want to do is I want to make a hexagon cardigan. I probably, yeah, for the longest time I've wanted to make a hexi cardigan. I know it's not going to be difficult. I know that I can manage it, but I don't know why I've put it off. But that is definitely a goal that I almost want you to hold me accountable to. So yeah, I want to make, and I will make, a hexagon cardigan this year. Now, Cassandra also mentioned in her video that I'm sure she was the one that mentioned she was maybe going to make one. If I can do it, Cassandra, so can you. So let's both do it together. I also want to make Anchor the Octopus. I finally have the pattern now. I just haven't made it yet. So, and I guess speaking of patterns that I have, this almost segues into another goal. I have so many purchased patterns that I have not made. I have books sitting here that I haven't created out of as yet. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to put myself on a pattern buying ban. However, I do plan to buy less patterns and make sure that if I do purchase it, that I really, really, really do want the pattern, or if I'm making it for something in particular, because otherwise it's just, you know, I'm happy to support designers. I don't have an issue with that, but I have an issue in the fact that I have all of these patterns, and some I've had for some time and I've not made. So that's just silly, isn't it? So I might even maybe come up with something where I, you know, go through my books and have some random generator thing happen where it can choose the project for me out of the patterns I've got. Maybe that's something that I can do. But I definitely want to maybe rein it in a little bit in regards to my pattern buying. And speaking of reining it in a little bit, I do want to try and work through my stash. I do want to try and work through my stash a bit. I mean, sometimes you do need certain yarn for certain projects, and I feel that that's okay. But I do have some yarn in my stash that I have had for some time. So I would like to work through that. And so that I guess that leads into doing more stash busting projects. So, and they're a lot of fun. You know, my scarf here, that granny square blanket that I was talking about, all using, you know, stash yarn. So I think more of that this year, definitely. And I guess overall, I just want to continue to grow and foster this awesome little community that we are creating. I really appreciate anyone who likes, comments, subscribes. There are a number of you that, you know, every single video you're commenting and leaving lovely comments, and I read every single one. I do try and respond to every single one, and I do really appreciate you all being here. So I hope that you'll stick around longer. I hope that you will stick around long enough to see whether I do reach any of these goals. As I said, I want you to hold me accountable to some of them. But yeah, basically, I just want to say thanks for being here. If it was your first time, or if you have been here before but haven't subscribed yet and you've hung around this far, I think you should subscribe. Yeah, I think you should definitely subscribe. But thank you for being here. I do plan to get a few more videos out this month while I'm on school holidays. So, and you know, a few more challenges and things like that. They're a lot of fun. So I will be popping a challenge video up in the very near future, and that is with one of my little YouTube friends, Mel from Hey It's Mel B. So keep your eyes peeled for that video. But yeah, as I said, I really appreciate you all being here. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now. Also, just a little friendly reminder about our Made in Australia Cal 2025. It is in collaboration with myself, Litza from Coco's Crochet, Jill from Gum Leaf Yarn and Crochet, Leaf from Skein Spider, and Judy from Judy at Witch Piece Crafts here on YouTube. So I'll have a link below for my video where I speak very, very briefly about it. But basically you have until, let's say, around about the 24th of January to come up with something that is inspired by Australia. We open it to everyone, whether you are Australian yourself or whether you are one of our overseas friends. I have been working fairly hard on my make. It's coming together. It's testing my creativity. I'm free-handing this design, so I do hope that it all comes together as it is in my mind. But yeah, make anything inspired by our culture, our animals, you know, our flora, our fauna, our beautiful cities, our beaches. Yeah, take inspiration from whatever it is that you would like to take inspiration from, as long as it's related to Australia. So I will have that video linked below, as well as Litz's, because she is the brains trust behind this, and she did a fantastic job of not only giving out a lot of ideas for inspiration, but yeah, she just says it a lot better than me. So I'm going to link Litz's video as well, but that's a great Cal to be part of, and I know that a number of you are jumping on board with it, so I can't wait to see what you make. I will make sure I have my email address linked below, so you can email me your pictures if and when you create something. As I said, you have until around about probably the 24th of January, just to be safe, so that we can get the videos made and whatnot for our reveal day on the 26th of January 2025. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. So I invite you all to be a part of it.